Roll for Crit presents How to Play Disney Villainous in 5 minutes or less or more. Disney Villainous is the game of animated scheming and evil doing in the Disney universe, designed by Prospero Hall and published by Ravensburger. In Disney Villainous, each player chooses a Disney villain and receives their own personal player board, that villain's realm, along with a deck of player cards, a deck of fate cards, and one villain mover. You will have your own objective that is unique to your villain. Complete that objective before anyone else completes theirs, and you win the game. You'll begin the game with your villain placed on the leftmost location of your realm, and 4 cards in hand from your villain deck. You might also have some power tokens depending on your position in the game's turn order. On your turn, you must move your villain to any one of the other 3 available locations on your board. You can't stay in the same place 2 turns in a row. Some boards may have spaces with lock symbols on them. In this case, that location receives a lock token and cannot be interacted with unless a condition is met specific to that villain. Once you've moved to a valid location, you can carry out that location's actions. Those actions are indicated by symbols in black circles. You can take any or all of those actions in any order you'd like, 1 time per symbol. Here's how they all work. Gain power. Take a number of power tokens equal to the number shown in the circle. Power tokens are the game's currency, used most commonly for playing cards. Play a card. Pay the power cost listed in the top left corner of a card from your hand in order to play it. There are 4 types of cards in your villain deck: allies, items, effects, and conditions. When playing an ally or an item, place it underneath any unlocked location in your realm. It does not have to be the location your villain currently occupies. These cards have special abilities and attributes that will help you accomplish your objective. Some items are specifically attached to an ally or hero card rather than a location. Effects are one-time use cards. Follow their instructions, then discard them when finished. Conditions are the only cards played outside of your own turn. You can play these in response to things that happen on other players' turns. Simply announce that the condition on your card has been met and follow its instructions before continuing the round. Then discard it. Some items and allies have activate abilities. If your location has an activate action symbol, you can use it to trigger one of these cards anywhere in your realm, after paying its cost if it has one. The discard action allows you to discard any number of cards from your hand. This is useful if you have cards that you don't need and want to increase your odds of drawing something you're looking for. But keep in mind, you won't get to draw new cards until the end of your turn. Under certain circumstances, you might want to take this action, to move an item or ally from any location in your realm into an adjacent location. Simply pick the card up and move it over. You can't move it into a locked location, and you can't move it if it's attached to an ally or hero card. However, an ally that is moved will take any attached items it has with it. There's also a move hero action, which works the same way, but for hero cards instead of items and allies. These heroes I keep mentioning are found in your Fate deck, and come into play with our next action, the Fate action, which gives you the chance to obstruct your opponents. When you activate this symbol, choose one other player in the game and draw 2 cards from their personal Fate deck, not your own. Fate cards can be effects, items, or heroes that can be used to hamper another player's progress. You'll choose one to play, while the other is sent to that player's Fate discard pile. Effect cards are carried out according to their instructions, then discarded. A hero is placed at the top of one of the locations in that player's realm. Heroes have abilities that can restrict players in different ways. They also cover up some of a location's actions. As long as the hero is there, those actions cannot be chosen. Items from the Fate deck are attached to heroes. If there are no heroes in play there, you can't play that item. In a game with 5 or 6 players, whenever a player is targeted by the Fate action, they receive this token, and any player currently holding the Fate token cannot be targeted by that action. If you have a pesky hero in your realm, you can get rid of it by using the Vanquish action. However, this action requires you to have allies in play as well. In the bottom left corner of ally and hero cards, you'll find their strength values. If you have 1 or more allies whose combined strength total is equal to or higher than a hero's strength total, you can discard those allies in order to then discard that hero. The allies you use for the Vanquish action need to be at the same location as the hero in question in order for this to work. Once you've used up all the action symbols at your current location, or decided to stop early, your turn ends. Each symbol can only be used once per turn. Now you draw back up to a full hand of 4 cards from your deck, and the next player in clockwise order takes a turn. Again, your ultimate aim is to complete your villain's personal objective. Often this objective will center around specific cards in your deck and a special way in which you need to find and play them. Study your goals carefully, as well as your opponent's goals, in order to know how best to slow them down. Everyone's boards and cards are different, so it helps to know your enemy. As soon as one player manages to complete their objective, the game ends and they win. Several objectives require the player to wait until the start of their next turn before they can win the game, so keep that in mind. In conclusion, gain power, play allies, vanquish heroes, and ruin the day. That's Disney Villainous in a nutshell. Did you get all that?